All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of my speech today, boys. All right, we are back. Nerds of Leisure, episode 4. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We are back again with some more beautiful content, as always. Is what we do, is why we do it. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream or podcast, depending on whatever you're watching it on. We're trying to shoot this to YouTube to be recorded. Let's go ahead and get our co-host in here. What the fuck, Gamepad? He'll be joining us very soon. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of good stuff too. Gaming stuff, fight stuff. We just had an amazing event over in Singapore. There is some UFC this weekend, but we're not too concerned about that. Not too concerned about that. We can't cover every stand the UFC. We can't cover all of it. There's lots of people out there who can do that. Lots of great people like Errol Hawani. You got MMA Junkie. Delicious goes on. You got Sherdog. Delicious goes on. And here is our good friend. With a gamepad. Oh,
Yo, what's good, baby?
your mic kind of low. Your mic kind of low.
Hold on.
Now?
What about now?
I think it might be a little better. How's that sound? We're good talking in. Let me hear you.
Check.
Ooh, now it sounds fucking worse.
Damn, literally everything sounds great on stream. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, it sounds worse. It sounds worse. Can't even barely hear him.
No, but so is the volume low?
The volume is very low. Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Weird. I'm on maximum level, baby.
Really? Very interesting. Very interesting.
Here, yeah, I just streamed earlier today too.
Did you? Is one of your things picking up both mics? Your mic on your headset and the microphone, your big microphone.
This isn't plugged into anything.
Gotcha. Chat, can you guys barely hear him? Hear him?
Test.
Still barely only hear you.
Test.
Still the same. Interesting.
I feel like it's picking up my webcam mic is probably why.
Might do that.
Let me see.
Too. Here, I'll kick you off and then you just come back and rejoin.
Yeah.
Restart your whole system. Just throw it away.
Okay.
All right, chat. Sorry about that. As he's fixing his system and his audio issues, I will go ahead and break down what we'll be covering today. Okay, so episode 4. The things we're going to be covering today. Obviously, one championship, one 161. Excuse me, not 161, just 160, and also one on Amazon Prime. A lot of good fights over the past weekend in Singapore. And then we're going to be moving on to the favorite thing that brought me to this position in my life, which is gaming and comic books, movies, shows. A lot of good ones are coming out. Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power. Whew, man, what a great one. Then we have the review of The Sandman, because that's a Netflix show. If you guys haven't seen it yet, we talked about it a little bit on episode 3, but we didn't really want to break down the whole entire show. We gave you guys 2 weeks to watch it. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you guys can always leave and not be ruined in spoilers. And the third thing will be House of Dragons, a new Game of Thrones season. I don't even know if you want to call it a season. It's just basically a spinoff. It's before, I think it's like 5,000 years before everything went down in Game of Thrones. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. And then we have our expert at Call of Duty, aka I call it Call of Booty. Batman Benny's gonna be joining the channel, giving us his tips on what we should be excited about for the upcoming brand new Call of Duty, I guess you can say. And then we have Elden Ring. Even though this game has already been out for a very long time, I started playing it because I'm waiting for the Cycle Frontier to reboot up and play that again. Right? Season 2 looks amazing. We talked about that in an earlier podcast, episode 3, I believe, what we want going forward in Cycle Frontier. But there's nothing to do with Cycle Frontier. So right now I'm just focusing on Elden Ring. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It is a whole lot of work. A whole lot of work. Like, I'm almost regretting saying I was going to play it and beat it. Obviously, I'm not going to beat it straight through. I got to play other games because I think I'll drive myself insane if I try to beat the game all in one playthrough. But man, what a great game. And then other than that, I think that's what we're going to be covering today. So, I mean, a lot of stuff to cover. A lot of stuff to cover. Waiting on Chris to get his audio situation all good to go. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. We see you guys on YouTube. Shout out to Zekin for allowing us to get the stream together. But man, YouTube, 46 people watching on the YouTube stream. Man, maybe I should start streaming on YouTube more often. First time streaming on YouTube, and I got way more fucking people watching than when I streamed on Twitch for the very first time. Incredible. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well. It's free to the public. It is free to the public. Okay. And also, the podcast is streaming on all your major platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all the Gucci Gooch. So, while we're waiting for Chris to get his stuff going, you guys are here. It's time to entertain. Okay. Chris is going to get his shit together. Okay. He'll get it together. And once he does, we'll get him back in here. Until then, let's talk about One Championship 160. If you guys missed that event, go back and watch it. You can watch it on, I believe you can watch the replay on YouTube. So, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But it was a dope fight, man. It was a dope fight. The main event, I believe, was Tenkai versus Kai. I think Kai is the first world champion in mixed martial arts in China. All right, we got Chris back. Let's see if this works. Fingers crossed that it works, boys. All right.
I'm blaming the software.
Oh my god, you're still very, very low.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I just check all my sounds on my stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fine, like in Discord. Like, go on the Discord channel with me real quick.
Okay,
that'll let me know if it's
Discord.
Test. What's up?
Sounds the same.
Sounds far away?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, go ahead, talk now.
This is in here.
Got it.
This is in here. This is in here.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Let me get out of here now. 1 second. Okay, now talking Zegan.
Test.
Yeah, you're Gucci now. You're Gucci.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize about that. Rylan, our mixer, he can fix it all up on on whatever he needs to make it sound good and crispy. But whatever, it doesn't make it. If it doesn't make it Spotify, it is what it is. Okay, boom. So how you living, baby?
We living, baby. We living. Is audio good? Are we good to go?
We're good to go. We're recording. We're banging and we're slanging.
All right. It's still low, isn't it?
No, it's great. I promise you right now. It's
all right. I'm doing good. You know, out here, technical difficulties in the desert.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is my buddy, good friend, Chris, What the Fuck Gamepad. He also streams on Twitch. He is my co-host of Nerds of Leisure. It was me and his idea. We were chilling one day and everybody in chat was like, man, you guys should do a podcast together. You guys always argue. So here we are. We're arguing. We haven't done any arguing lately, but it's all Gucci.
Our biggest argument is he's Apple and I'm an Android user, and we don't like that very much. We don't like that very much.
You know what? Eventually, you're gonna understand that it's always about Apple. Apple is the ecosystem of the world. It connects everybody via messaging, FaceTime, all the beautiful things that we love very much.
But they exclude people, right? We want things that are inclusive for everybody. Not
I
like,
bet you
"Oh,
do.
I can't FaceTime you because I don't got your little shit." It's just it's bad energy, and you know what? I don't like that. I want everyone to be loved. I want everyone to be included, you know? And
Mm.
Apple just doesn't spread love anymore. It died with Jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're breaking down, I was in the process of not breaking down, but just recapping over, one championship, 160, talking about the main event. Actually, the main event was Oak versus Lee 2, and then the co-main event was Tom Lee versus Kai. And if you guys did not see this event, man, oh man, did you guys miss a great one. Like, this event was pretty stacked. Pretty damn stacked. I mean, the rematch with Oak and Lee, and then the first time of Kai and Tom Lee fighting. Holy shit, dude! Like I saw Kai fight live, and man, was he a treat to watch because he was lighting homeboy up.
Who won? I didn't watch it. I'm not even gonna
You
lie.
watch it. It was Tom Lee. Tom Lee. Tom Lee is another amazing striker. He
So
moves good.
when was that on? Are they the same as the UFC where we every weekend there's going to be some sort of event, whether it's a fight pass or how does the one schedule work? I guess for somebody who is trying to follow but doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah. So typically right now, if you're having a hard time following one championship, just obviously follow them on YouTube and or on Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. Right here, we have some of the highlights of the fight going on. It's actually the fight. It's the only thing I can find on it, but you can follow it that way. And then right now, one championship they're trying to do back to back. So they'll have two fight cards in a weekend. They'll have a live fight Friday night, which is catered to mostly everybody in Asia. And then also right after that, they have an Amazon Prime card, which is catering to the Amazon, not Amazon, well, Amazon, but also the US audience. So this was a co-main event, and Tom Lee, which is the gentleman in the gray shorts, he was the world champion. And then the challenger, obviously the man from China, Kai. I don't believe there ever been a world champion in mixed martial arts, a man from China. Like we had a woman from China, Shang Willie, in the UFC, but I believe for man, there hasn't been a Chinese man in mixed martial arts who's won in UFC, and I don't know about in Ryzen, but now we do have one in one championship, and it's Kai. So that was a very very big deal. Um, I thought Kai was gonna get knocked out.
So, is
Go
there
ahead.
anything to that? Like, what makes a what nationality has won the most UFC championships? Is it the Brazilians? You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a number
I
from
was I would say
what
Americans.
areas?
I would like to
Americans.
if I had to pick a number, I'll probably say not a number, but if I had to pick a nationality, I'll probably say Americans. I think there's way more American world champions in mixed martial arts than any other nationality out there. I could be wrong, and I believe we just lost Chris, but yeah, I believe it's American, ladies and gentlemen. I could be wrong, and you guys can, the internet always wins. You guys always know best. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong or right, but I believe it's Americans. But this fight, I had Tom Lee winning the fight before they started fighting, and I believe Kai did a great job of keeping distance and just throwing short shots, and sticking to the game plan. Like he's not rushing it, he's not overextending against Tom Lee, and he's just doing a good job of just kicking away, keeping it outside, and then with Tom Lee being southpaw, uh, he's always circling in towards Kai's power hand instead of circling outside of his power hand. But man, what a good fucking fight! Great fight. Didn't crash. There he is. He's back again. There you are. It was like your camera just left us.
Well, no, like on my screen, like the stream cut out because I was still on Twitch. Like the internet didn't cut out, so it's
Mm,
like the browser didn't respond, and then it kicked me out. And then I was looking at it like, what the hell's going on? It was the first thing I checked to see if I was still on the internet. But at any rate, more
gotcha.
technical difficulties, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. It's that new Arizona. See, you in Arizona. See, if you would have kept your ass in Washington State, you would have had all this tech power that we got up here.
I
Now
mean, hey,
you just need
look, you're preaching to the choir up here. It's what? It's 95 degrees right now,
ooh,
right outside.
ooh, that sounds like
That hot. What's down there? You already starting school, huh? The kids
we
starting
start
school
school on
now,
Wednesday.
finally.
Start school on Wednesday.
Damn.
Weather is I think 85. Cool and brisky, baby. Cool and brisky.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah. Okay. But the winner of this one was Kai, the first Chinese mixed martial arts champion in one championship. So congrats to him. And then the main event, oh my gosh, was this a banger? Uh Christian Lee versus Oak. Now, when these two fought the first time, I thought Oak won the fight. I was there live watching it, right? And then even though one championship has its rules that you have to judge by, I'm not a judge. So I get to pick and choose what, I considered who's winning and who's losing, right? But this fight, man, was it a fucking banger. Did you get a chance to watch this fight either or no?
So how come? No, I did not. Again, like so you say they'll do one weekend for one market, the other weekend for like the American market, right?
Yep.
So say right after this, right? This was this weekend. Do they
Last
have
weekend.
something coming up now, next weekend, or is there
No,
or is
no,
there going to be
no.
a break in between the
They're
next
taking a break.
event?
They take 4 weeks to 3 week breaks.
Gotcha. Okay. Because
Yeah,
I
they
mean
always.
that to me, like all of a sudden, I think there'll be like a bunch of fights, and then there'll be like a break where UFC obviously every weekend there's like 7 o'clock on Friday or whatever. They're always available to watch, so you kind of just know when they're on.
Yeah. One championship, they kind of have their own thing where they'll do two fights back to back, one for Amazon Prime, one for the regular broadcast, and then they'll take 3 week break for 4 weeks, and then they'll do another double header. So, but it's kind of good because you kind of
Gotcha.
back to back. Where UFC they go every damn weekend and they're just throwing fight cards together. But I mean, with this fight with Christian Lee taking an Oak, man, Christian Lee was on fire. Like I was
Yeah, it
super.
always seems like it's high level. When they come back, it always seems like a big, a big fight coming out for sure. Some of these UFCs, you'd be like, well, you can tell they didn't really have no one left to book, so we get in this card this month. They seem to
Yeah,
kind of stretch themselves out a little thin sometimes as far as what they're charging $60 for. One sometimes you're like, oh shit, we got two champions up and the other shit. You're like, oh my god, bro, like what are we doing out here?
yeah.
So who,
Well,
so,
good.
so who won the fight?
Well, who won this fight was Christian Lee. He looked fucking phenomenal, dude. Like his distance control is mixing it up. He hit homeboy with a Superman jab with a low kick. I was like, oh my gosh, this man's on fire. And he just obliterated this dude. Like obliterated. I don't know if that's a word, but he just destroyed this fucking guy. Like just literally, yeah. Like
So
Oak is
was he a
too.
legit contender to the belt? How did he get his shot?
Well, who
How did he get this
Christian
fight?
or Oak? Oh, he was a contender. I mean, he beat Eddie Alvarez and he's beat I think he was on a 3 or 4 fight win streak, but he beat Christian Lee by, a controversial split decision. But man, like Oak was extremely
He
tough
just got
the first time.
annihilated then. Damn.
Yeah, he was extremely tough the very first time they fought. But Christian was able to hurt him again in the second fight. And when he hurt him bad. Bad. Like hurt him in the first round and the second round. And then in one championship, you can do knees to ground an opponent. And once he got him to the ground and started kneeing him in the head, it was all she fucking wrote, man. Just all she wrote. Like I'll fast forward right now so you can see it, but dude, it was fucking nasty, man. Absolutely nasty.
That dude looks really high level technical shit, dude. The
So,
Lee kid
Christian
is
Lee,
like crazy.
this is your first time watching Christian Lee?
No, he's the one with the sister. I've watched it. I'm just saying, like, I don't watch him all the time. So watching like the replay or what is going on, he just got a lot of feints, a lot of just, making sure he's the distance that he wants to be to fire off. And he's got
Yeah.
that wavy. You got it too. Like it's just like, your body is like inherently trying to find the rhythm itself.
Yeah.
A lot of people kind of just make themselves move around, and you guys kind of just float. At least that's how it looks to us.
Yeah, he just looked fucking good this fight. I mean, the finishing sequence was amazing. See if I can fast forward real quick so we get to the next one. Here it goes right here. He hurts him. Like, a lot of people were getting hit in the back of the not the back of the head, but in the ear. Like, here comes a shot right now. He's moving, he's moving. Where's that shot at? Where's the shot at? Come on. That was a good jab right there. Just punt. Boom, right there. That Superman punch and that low kick. Damn, that was
Oh,
looking good. Boom, right there, right there.
that was
Boom, and
so
then
fast.
bam, bam,
Ooh,
bam, bam. Just destroyed him, man. Like I said,
damn.
Oak is
You
too
should have went in
tough.
for a couple more knees. Damn.
Nah, I think he got enough. I think Oak, for his own
Bro,
good,
he fired off 6 right against the cage, dude. I was like, fuck.
I think Oak is too tough for his own good, right? Like Christian Lee, he showed up and he fucking delivered on that fight, man. Like he just delivered super easy, not easily, but he made it look fucking easy. Damn, your camera went out again. Another technical difficulty, ladies and gentlemen. This is we're streaming on Zekin, and this is the beta form. So I'm actually help build this platform, and that's why you keep seeing our man Chris dropping out of the stream. But if you guys didn't get a chance to watch the replay of One Championship, are you guys? I would go back and watch it because it was really fucking good. All right, here he is again. You dropped that again, boo.
Dude, yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason, it keeps kicking me out. Is there like a timer
I don't think so.
for when you like
Like,
raise your hand? You know what I mean? Like,
no, it shouldn't because I control that. So it's
okay,
12:21, and we'll see. We'll keep track right now. But
gotcha.
mm,
Well, yeah, because like I said, like I'm not having any connection problems. Everything else on my, I had my stuff up this time to see if it happened again. Like, there's no. It's just like the browser or the program refreshes, and then like I got to do all that shit all over again. So I don't know. We'll
mm.
see.
I wonder, do you have your firewall up or is it on? On or off?
No, yeah, I already gave all the permissions. Remember, we did this. We already did this. This is like our 4th time.
That is
I don't know
true.
what the deal is.
Mm, mm. Oh well. All right, on to the next fight.
Right.
My fight.
We'll edit that
My
one. Just a
card.
smooth transition. Boom. Cut that part out. Get it
Yep.
going.
Yep. My fight against Adrian Marias. Before my fight, we'll talk about the co-main event. Nongo versus Liam Harris. I knew this fight was gonna be sick, but I didn't think Nongo was gonna get him out there that fast. Like when Nongo one is probably in my eyes the pound for pound best Muay Thai striker on the planet. Like I've seen him train, I've seen him fight live multiple times, and holy shit, man! Like this guy's just incredible. And Liam Harris, another fucking savage too. The way he fights, just absolutely destroys people. Crazy elbows, crazy kicks. There was kicks and bunches. His previous fight before this one, he got dropped, I think, 3 times, and he came back and dropped his opponent and finished his opponent, and also got 100 fucking G's in performance bonuses.
Good lord.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
That's good. You getting paid.
Right? But man, that fight was pretty sick. Were you able to catch that one?
Yeah, I was able to watch all the ones on your card, and he just seemed on a different level out there. Like you said, the other guy. Again, I'm going on. I don't know like the histories of all the fighters like that, but I wasn't expecting it to go down that fast. But I mean that it's so much different than mixed martial arts, the Muay Thai stuff. You know what I mean? Things can move at a little bit different pace because I guess you don't have to worry about the takedown or anything like that. You just fucking in the box the whole time.
Yeah, well, Muay Thai, you can just do whatever not whatever you want, but there's no grappling whatsoever. But you can knee, kick, elbows, clinch, and clinch. You want to go over about 2 seconds. But Nago is one of the best. But what made this fight so exciting? A lot of people don't realize this is that, um, you know, Nago from Thailand, Liam Harris from the UK, and there's kind of like a little rivalry going on from a lot of different nationalities doing Thai and thinking they have a chance against the best Thai boxers. So these are words from I've heard from the other Thai fighters is that Liam Harris, everybody thought like, man, if a foreigner was going to beat one of our great Thai guys, it will probably be Liam Harris. So, and Nago was like, "You think you know Thai? I'm going to show you fucking Thai." And he ended up finishing him. And when he kicked him and locked his leg locked up, he he tore his meniscus. He basically kicked him so fucking hard, he ended up tearing his meniscus.
God damn.
Exactly, right?
That's rough, dude.
Yeah, like, those Thai guys, like, I would never do Thai. I did fight Rodtang in mixed martial arts and Muay Thai, but to do, like, 5 rounds in Muay
Right.
Thai, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was wondering how much like fight experience these, because some of these guys have like records of 200 and something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, how like what are these other fights like to have? You know, are they just more like sparring sessions that are just like technical, or I just don't see how a guy's body can hold up to 200 fights like this. You know, like
Well,
it's
typically
brutal.
so how it goes, they start fighting when they're young, like fucking 11, 12 years old. Boom, there he goes. He knocks him out
Oof.
with that kick. And he tore his meniscus right there. He couldn't get back up. He was like, I'm done. He knew it too. He was like, I'm done. I can't get up. That's a horrible way to go out, man. But when you're getting kicked by now, go like that over and over and over again, it's like there's nothing you can
Didn't he
do.
have a bad knee too? I heard people say he had a bad knee going into that, or he had like questionable knees, or no, is that
I
not the
mean,
case? Because
just
it
like
looked
you
like he
said,
was, you know, what I mean, like he was attacking that knee. So
well, it's like you said, when you have like 5,000 fights, your body isn't the best it's gonna be. But no, his knees were fine as far as I knew. It's when you take so many of those leg kicks, eventually something's gonna have to give. But back to the question you had about these guys who have 324 fights and 42 losses and one draw. These guys have been fighting since they're 12 or 11 years old. And in Thailand, sometimes when they fight, they do a lot of betting. Excuse me. Apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. They do a lot of fights. And when they do these fights, they have to bet. So the first round, they're just chilling. They're just doing their thing, testing their range, just chilling with each other. In the second round, everybody in the crowd starts betting. Once they start betting, and when the bets are set, then the second and third round is when they start going super, super, super hard, right? And a Muay Thai fight is 3 minute rounds, 1.5 minute breaks, and I think it's 4 rounds. So with that being said, once they get done, with the second and third round, the fourth round, when they know they lost or who won, they'll just chill. They'll just chill. So they'll fight like twice or 3 times in a week, just like that. So you're fighting truly 2 rounds, and 2 rounds are chilling,
right,
and that's how they're able to get so many of those basically those fights. When they're fighting since they're
it makes sense.
14.
To be able to have I guess a league that can sustain itself. Setting it up that way, so you basically get to get a preview of the.
Oh, get a preview of what's going on. So, he was on stream for about, I think, 7 minutes, and he kicked him out again. So, that is something I have to document again. But, yeah, those guys, they get so much of the cage time when they're fighting that it's literally it's so hard to compete with those guys who have that much experience. Like, there's nothing you really can do to match it, but eventually, like, you can hopefully get the opportunity to beat one of those guys. But that was the biggest thing going into that fight against Nago and Liam Harris, is that can a foreigner beat one of the all-time greats in Muay Thai in something he's been doing his whole entire life? His whole entire life. Alright, we'll wait for Chris to get back on here. As we're waiting for Chris, we'll go ahead and start breaking down my fight against Adrian Moraes. There he is again. There you are, baby. You back.
Hey,
I
I,
believe.
I closed down all the browser. I reset the browser itself. So we'll see if it has anything to do with that.
Yep, yep. And it seems like you've been on here for 8 minutes, 8 to 9 minutes. So we'll do it again. So it's 9 minutes again. So if it drops you out
Gotcha.
at 12:30, oh, just dropped you again. So interesting. Maybe he's got all that pornography on his computer, and that's why he keeps dropping out. Okay. All right. Since Chris is gonna figure out what's going on with his issue, we're gonna keep it going. All right, we're bringing out my fight against Adrian Moraes. This is a great fight. Let's just start there. Very, very great fight between me and Adriano. Got nothing but love for Adriano. I knew it was gonna be a tough fight against him. Knew it was. And when I was over there, I put a lot of pressure on myself to go out there, perform, and win these fights, right? And when I was going through the motions during the week for this fight, my teammates kept me super sharp. They kept me focused, and we were able to come away with the victory. And get a stoppage, right? Like I haven't stopped anybody like that in a long time. I was super grateful that I was able to, you know, get it done the way it did. And that the fight was kind of competitive as well. Because, a lot of people are like, dude, I can even watch. I can even watch some of the fight because I was worried about something's gonna happen to you. I said, well, of course, it's part of fighting. But I think the biggest thing that I was impressed with by myself was just my groundwork on off my back. There's a lot of things that I want to work on, but I was able to be very super active off my back. And right here is when I was able to get that cut as well. Another thing that was interesting about this fight is that he's so big and long, but he doesn't weigh as much, right? He after the fight we talked and he said, "Hey, I walk about like 145." For me, I've been walking around when I'm eating wherever I want, I'll probably get the heaviest is 142. When I start training and dieting, I'll walk around 140. So he's a bigger guy by 5 pounds. Obviously, very taller. I think he's 5'9", 5'10". But that was the biggest thing that I felt when he was on top of me is that he's just a big body. And typically, when I train in the gym and I'm fighting my teammates, one of my main sparring partner is James Yang, and he fights at 155. Right now, he's walking around like 165, 170 on a good day. He's having all that good Chinese food. So just training with a bigger body and him being on top of me in this fight, it was very hard. I'm very happy that I didn't get cut. I didn't get cut open in any of these exchanges when he was beating me up on the ground. I give that thanks to my skincare regimen. Send me a link in Discord. Okay. And he sent Chris, stop sharing. I love you can share your screen. Yeah, no, that's fine. Um, but that's one thing I'll have to say. I'm very grateful that each time he tried to cut me up on top, my skin stayed nice and intact. It didn't waver one bit. This man think I should tell him to get off of what's it called? All right, we're gonna pause this real quick, gentlemen. I don't even think we're gonna put this one on podcast because the audio was shot. The audio was shot, but it is what it is. Discord. We keep having the same type of problems with this, then we will not stream it on Zekin. Because we can't be having all this mess up. Trying to run a goddamn podcast. We try to start a show. We try to give people content. And we can't give content when we keep having woke ups. Okay. Back to breaking down the fight. Another thing that was dope about the fight that I love was how I was so calm in between each round. Even though I'm on my back during this fight, I'm able to stay super calm, not worry about anything, and still do a lot of damage from my back. I felt like I did as much damage from my back that I did on my feet. But obviously, the game plan was just to put the pressure on him and try to, wear him out. Right. I mean, the first fight I got caught with that fucking uppercut. And once I got caught that uppercut, that's all she wrote. He blasted me in the face with that knee to ground an opponent, which is legal over there. So, and another thing I said too about this fight is that I'm not gonna do any overhand rights or any shots. There you are. Welcome back.
Apology sensei. Apology sensei.
It's all good. It's all good.
I don't even know what's fucked up. But yeah, I was gonna ask you, on this fight, was this training camp harder for you because you said the way you trained was zombie mode, basically? And you basically just had to get your ass whooped the whole fucking time, as compared to other fights where, obviously, whether you had won the fight or not, you were going to make an adjustment the second time around with anybody, right? So, was this one of the harder camps that you had leading up to it, just from a mental standpoint,
One
or are
thousand
they
percent.
kind of just all the same? You just
No, 1000%. You hit on the button. Like doing things that I'm not very comfortable with in training camp was probably one of the things that I hated, but it paid off. Like how tough the training camp was made this fight, you know, easier than it would have been if I would have stuck to the same thing. I'm like, oh man, we're just gonna try to do X, Y, and Z. because my conditioning on another hand was fucking good because not at one point in the fight did I feel tired at all. But once, right here when I'm getting blasted in the knees, I told myself when he tried to go for the guillotine, not the guillotine, but the dart stroke, when he did this right here, I said, I'm not fucking done. And I stood up and started kneeing him in the stomach and kept on fighting. I was like, I'm not fucking done yet. But yeah, the training camp was probably one of the hardest, just technically wise, super hard. But conditioning wise, it was probably the easiest training camp I had.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, despite him getting, a dominant position on you a couple different times, you looked completely comfortable no matter what. Obviously, when you have a guy that is that long, I know you talk about, it's not really about how big a guy is, but his length is what starts to give you problems because he can just grab and get to places where you can't use your burst normally where you could. Um, so with him being on top, knowing that he can't, you know, you knew you were going to be in that position, it looked like, and then like you did such good work from the bottom. It's one of those things that real martial artist fans, you just hear him say that, like, yeah, he was on top of you for 2 minutes, he couldn't pass guard, and he got his ass beat. So is that something that you kind of figured for, like, look, if I make a mistake, he's probably going to take me down, I'm going to be on my back? Or is that just something that you just go with the flow with?
Just go with the flow. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be on my back. Like when I watch this, I'm like, man, I'm on my back way too long. But at the same time, I'm doing a lot of damage. And there goes Chris again. I'm doing a lot of damage from my back. And with that being said, obviously, if somebody, I said it earlier, if he was more inclined to pass guard a lot faster, then I think I would have been more in an urgency to get back to my feet. But the first and the second round, he does pass my guard. And the other thing I thought to myself, I said, dude, now when I get taken down, it's not from somebody doing a double leg takedown, right? It's never a double leg takedown anymore. It's like me throwing a kick, them catching it, and them running me to the ground. So that's another thing I need to watch out for. But at the same time, I like the kick. It forces them to fight. It's a good body kick. It gets them to engage. So at the end of the day, the reason why I'm so comfortable off my back is because this is fighting, right? It's part of fighting. Do I go in there and not kick and be like, "Oh, I'm so worried about him taking me down," or I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna kick," and if I land the kick, I land the kick. If I don't land the kick, then I'm able to just go about doing my thing. So that's one of the biggest things that I was running into, and why he kept taking me down. All right, let's go to the finisher sequence, which is one of my favorite things of the fight. The finisher sequence is probably a highlight of my career that will always be one of my favorites. Just, man, like the movement, the setup, the fakes, the come up and down, landing the right hand and able to land the flying knee was just straight man. It keeps booting me. I have no idea why. Rip. I don't know why it does that either. But just showing himself, boom. And you can see if you watch the fight all over again, I'm slowly working my way to that finisher sequence. I'm always pressing forward. I'm always throwing, showing the front kick, because he likes to, move away. So I show the front kick. If he stays there, then I'm gonna throw the front kick in order to land it. But he always moves away. So I'm just kind of slowly throwing that front kick out there. It could be when adding video clips. Yeah, I don't think it's when I'm adding video clips because we're already in there. So we'll see right now, Batman Benny. We're gonna skip ahead and we're gonna do Call of Booty. I want you to break that game down for us. That way we can get excited about it to see using it moving. Well, not you moving it, but playing it moving forward. Oh shit, this is the third round. Shit, I thought it was the fourth round. All right, I'm gonna scoot forward a little more. Here we go. It was like 2 minutes in the fight. But right here, I kick him and he tries to grab my foot. And I was like, no, I can't let him take me down again. Right here, boom. I was like, I cannot allow him to take me down again. If he would have taken me down, that would have been horrible. Like, even right there, I fell down. I would have been so pissed off. I would have got taken down again. Because then I'm like, great. Now I have to play off my back and get up again. But he didn't get me down. So we're able to move. But right here, still moving, using angles. He got me with a good elbow right there. A great elbow. Hit me in the back of the head right here. Well, this equilibrium spot. Ooh, that was a good check by your boy here. Moving. Good right hand, left hand, right hook. Oh, left hook, right hand. moving around, always moving, always keeping a target, move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And I feel like I truly did that in this finish sequence. We got right here. Okay. Moving around, testing them out. Okay, making a move. Okay. Oop. Nope. Nope. Nothing yet. Left hand, right hand again. There it is. You saw that? You saw that? You saw that? Watch this sequence right here. Right here. Here it comes. Left, left foot up. Left hand coming. Right? But he didn't bite. He didn't bite. He didn't bite. He kept on moving away. Right? Showing elevation change, moving. Excuse me. Showing stuff, showing stuff. Excuse me. Moving. Testing that distance, testing that distance. Here we go. Inside 9. Good kick. And then right here, same thing. Bah! And then right there, I knew it was over, man. I knew it was over, but great fight against Adrian Race, man. I truly loved sharing the cage with him. Right? Because I'm sure he's gonna be back. I'm sure we're gonna do a rematch and we're gonna have to fight him again. And this time I'm gonna be just as sharp, quicker, faster, better, smarter, and whatever else I gotta say, just make it sound cool and all that good shit. Would he do great in the UFC? He would do. I think he'd do phenomenal in UFC. Maybe be world champion. To be honest with you guys, I think he would be world champion just because one, he's got a great skill set. Two, he's well rounded, and three, he is a big flyweight. Like if he had to make 125, I don't know how he would do, but I'm sure he would do very, very, very well. That's a lot of weight to cut. A lot of weight to cut. So we're gonna real quick while we're waiting, I'm gonna answer some of the questions in the chat. This is something different we're gonna be doing. Hopefully, Chris can get his thing back on. Don't know what's going on, but we'll fix that in the future. So, what is the best way to use body shots efficiently? Best way to use body shots efficiently, I would say going for the liver or solar plex are the best way to utilize it, right? Because when you hit somebody in the liver, it shuts down the whole body or the solar plex. And if you're able to land one of those bad boys, it's basically going to neutralize their breathing. It just fucks up the whole system. So if you can aim for those two things, solar plex and the liver, then you're Gucci. I'm sure people out there who goes, but that's the whole body. That's the solar plex and the liver. That's the two main shots. No, you get the belly button. You got the other side of the liver where if you hit those things, it doesn't really pay as much dividends if you hit the liver. What is the thing that motivates you most to stay on top? Honestly, it's what I do to pay my bills, man. Like everything you see in this, well, you don't see everything, but this mic, the mixer board, the lights, the 3 monitors, the 2 PCs. I wouldn't be able to, afford all this stuff if I was working at your, 9 to 5 job. So I love competing. It's always been a big, big, big passion of mine. And just to be able to do it, around the world, it's a huge motivation. So I truly appreciate it. And to do something like this, Nerds of Leisure was something that we wanted to do and talk about, mixed martial arts. Cause I really don't like talking about mixed martial arts when I'm streaming on Twitch. I really don't like doing it. I like just playing video games and chilling and relaxing and just doing my thing. But with Nerds of Leisure is kind of like I put myself in a position where I just sit back, kick back, relax, and just talk about anything and whatever we want. You know, some of the stuff that you know makes us happy. So, all right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna break down. We're gonna bring in one of our special guests, Batman Benny. He's been part of the game, the community for so long. He's also a streamer. He loves playing Call of Duty, aka Call of Duty. He loves playing it. And he's telling us we should get hype. He's telling every single one of us out there in the world we should get hype for Call of Duty that's coming out here in November and December. Right? He's gonna be joining us here in a second. Batman Benny, raise your hand. We'll bring you in the chat. And bring you to the stream. And I want you to tell us why we need to get excited for Call of Duty. Because ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you guys. I've been playing Call of Duty since 2012 when it first came out. Okay, and when it first came out, it was revolution. It was like a revolution, revolutionized, whatever you want to call it. It was dope, just because you're running back and forth. The graphics looked amazing. You're jumping left and right. You're sniping. It was just legit, legit, legit. And then it came out with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare 2. And then you had Advanced Warfare. Then you had Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. Then you went back. And then I remember it kept going back and forth to Treyarch and a different developer. And I remember people would be more excited for Treyarch than over the other one. I forget who was the other developer. Do you guys know? I'm not sure. I can't remember who the other developer was, but I remember Treyarch was one of the big ones that everybody used to love. And I actually did work on one of the Call of Duties. I believe it was the last one that Dr. Disrespect was working on the maps with. But man, the very beginning was good. And then it happened. Infinity Ward. That's what it was called. Infinity Ward. Thank you. Jake sleeps. Jake sleeps Mayweather. That's hilarious. Activision and Infinity Ward. Those were the two that went back and forth. And I think when it did that, people would get excited for either one. But once they went the route of Battle Royale, and that's when it just put a sour taste in my mouth. One, you're jumping from fucking roof to roof like you're Batman, cutting your parachute and redeploying your parachute. Really? Really? Like, they made the game super chaotic. And here's Chris, and he's back, boys. He's back. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you. I reset all the permissions on the browser, so I have no idea how long was that last time. Did it kick me off for? Not even 8 minutes.
To be honest with you, man, I forgot you were in here.
I forgot I was there. I'm watching. I'm like, this is a pretty good show, man. Like, man, it'd be good to be on this show one day.
That's all good, man.
I don't know. I've been going through the browser permissions. It just doesn't make any sense why it literally like it's like an auto boot or kick, because like I don't lose anything else. But we'll see. All right, you got me for about 4 minutes, baby. Let's go.
Okay, well, we're gonna test it out because we got our leading expert.
Look at
Batman Benny. Batman Benny on Call of Duty. Batman Benny. First off, tell everybody what your name is, what you do, and how they can find you before you get started on your expertise on Call of Duty.
Batman Benny. I stream on Twitch, and you're right about taking other platforms, because right now you are doing phenomenal on YouTube, baby. Shout out to everybody in the chat, all the likes, subs, and everything like that. Everybody watching, we appreciate it. Batman Benny on all socials and everything like that. That's what we do. And of course, we game on Call of Duty. That's the game that I love. That's the game that I've been playing for quite some time.
He loves Tarkov.
Every time I try to walk away from it, I go right back to it. But it's just a love-hate relationship. Same thing as how Gamepad loves Madden.
I mean, like, basically, for me, I was brainwashed to play Madden. Like, if you wouldn't have introduced me to Madden, I would never play that shit. But since I had to play it when I was such a young kid, I was indoctrinated into football and Madden. So I'm just a victim of circumstance, y'all. That's how we go down with Madden.
I feel that, bro. I feel that.
But what the new? So the new one that's coming out is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, right?
Correct.
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2 comes out October 28th, right? And then we have Warzone 2. The leak date is November 16th.
Yeah. And the leak date, like when it's actually coming out, or you're talking about like?
It is a leaked date for Warzone 2.
Gotcha.
It's not an official date as of that I know. When I did my research.
Okay, and so what are the biggest things that we can see different from this game compared to the last fucking 15?
So just like when you were talking about the developers and everything like that, right? Yep. On this game, the new engine, I believe it's called IW 9.0, and it was co-developed by Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer Games.
Sounds
so
like
you're saying all three? You said all three of them were working together with this one?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay, go on. You got first you have my attention. Now you have my curiosity.
I mean, it cuts in the kitchen. You already know what's gonna happen. You're gonna fuck it up.
The thing about with this one, right, with it being on a new engine, everybody has the opportunity to pretty much jump into Call of Duty as a completely new FPS game, right? It obviously has the name of the game that most people love in the Call of Duty franchise, but by it finally being on a new engine that they all worked on together, all the games going forward will be on that engine, of course, like any other COD, but it's going to live up to the standards of the games that are out nowadays and in the future.
Is there any crossover whatsoever? Like when I'm going into this new Warzone, is there any trace of my Warzone like characters or anything from, the last ones? Or is this a clean slate, brand new game? That shit don't have nothing to do with this type of shit.
Clean slate. It is
Wow.
a clean slate. You're not
All
getting
them
any of your
skins?
skin back,
Oh
nothing. No.
Lord. Oh,
Unless
Rip.
they
can I sue these
magically
motherfuckers?
change it.
Can I sue these people? There's got to be a loophole. Like this ain't right now. This is how Apple does it. Just why I don't like Apple, bro. But so that shit
Oh,
don't count.
Jesus,
We're
Mary
gonna
and
make a
Joseph.
Fortnite part 3, and we'll catch you guys. Get excited in September.
I mean, it's the same concept with Madden. All them packs that people buy, you're not getting them the next year over and over, are you?
It's an absolute rip. I mean, like to me, as far as the FPS genre, Call of Duty is the Madden of the FPS genre. They just like they're that name and they can do whatever they want. And it doesn't fucking matter if it sucks, if it isn't, because like again, the next year's next year. We're gonna get you hype about it. You know what I mean? So like DJ said, well, like what's gonna be different than the last 15? So I feel like Madden and Call of Duty have a lot of similar themes where it's like they can put out a trash product for a couple years and be like, fuck it, like we're making a good one this time. But like if it doesn't, then they're like, whatever. It's like you can't defeat them. They're not going out of business. It's all you basically had one choice on console, and that was Call of Duty. And then if you wanted to get silly, you played Battlefield with the vehicles. Right outside of that, you had to be like a Star Wars nerd playing Battlegrounds or some shit. So Call of Duty is one of those things where it's like, even if it sucks, people are still going to play it.
Well,
Unfortunately, that's true.
I get worried about this clean slate Warzone 2 whatever.
I think you're being very negative, Chris.
It's free to play.
This is a good thing that Bad Bunny is bringing to my attention is that you have 3 developers coming together and getting together and recreating a brand new engine specifically based on for Call of Duty. It's not running on the Unreal 5 engine, which is the newest engine. I believe it's coming out here pretty soon. But for those 3 to come together and give a fresh new look in the game kind of gets me excited. Like I'm sitting here watching some of the gameplay and I'm like, dude, this actually looks fucking good. Like it looks like they're stepping up the engine based on where the graphics cards are at, right? Because right now I think the strongest graphic card is NVIDIA GTX 3080 Ti or 3090 Ti. And the PlayStation 5 is the newest console, which I know the graphics card in that is super, super high as well. So I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, as long as they can do a good job with the multiplayer, like get back to what made Call of Duty so fucking special. Team deathmatch, ground
That's
war.
what I was gonna bring to you. I was gonna say
Team deathmatch, ground war.
What has Call of Duty? When was it the best? Right? It was that, and they strayed away from that. And so like, it's not negativity. I got questions because I love the franchise myself, right? But now we're gonna be. Is all of this game gonna just be a battle royale? Like, what are the other options, Benny, that they're bringing for us? As far as
that's why
are they bringing back
here.
the same maps or what?
All right, so the thing is, right, how Call of Duty straight away, I want to say most so they adapted, right? Because with the battle royale coming out, it's like that is the go-to game especially with Fortnite. It changed gaming, and that like you would get that hype on search and destroy in Call of Duty or just playing domination or hardpoint. You'll have fun, but as time went on, you just wanted that feeling like when you're in a top 3 situation, top 2 situation in a battle royale, your blood is flowing. You're excited. You want to get the win. You got to get the win. And then as time now is going on, battle royales is all about high kill games now because now everybody has pretty much became a pro at it. But then there's of course the new era, which is the Tarkov era, right? Now that how Tarkov is now, we have the Cycle Frontier, Call of Duty. Now I believe there's a few NFL players kind of leaked it. They took a little screenshot. It's called DMZ, right? So that
Mhm.
is a mode that's going to be coming out with Warzone 2. It will not be coming out during MW2 in October 28th. It's going to come out with Warzone 2, and it's going to have a Tarkov system where you're going into the map, you're looting, all that type of stuff. There's little information when it comes to that mode, but it is in fact true that that mode is there because of the leaks. And also, I believe if you go to reserve the game or you type in Warzone 2 at GameStop, you'll see in the description about DMZ. So that's where it's really going to be exciting because you're going to have
Mm.
multiplayer, which is going to have new maps, and also I believe all the old maps in the Modern Warfare games, right?
Hmm.
It's going to have the best realistic gameplay in Call of Duty, right? You got new field upgrades, similar to I would say Rainbow Six Siege. You got tactical camera, drill charge, DDoS device, couple new multiplayer modes. Not 100% sure on where they're really going with it. Maybe they're trying to get a new competitive feel or just something more fun. The new attachment system in the game is absolutely going to be phenomenal. So let's say you put a foregrip on your gun, right?
Yep.
You'll have greater recoil control, but also ADS speed will be decreased. But now with the new attachment system, you're going to be able to adjust that. So let's say, you know, let's say right before it was just 50-50. You have better recoil control and slow ADS speed. Well, now you can actually move the slider over so whether you can want more recoil control or less recoil control so you can affect the pros and cons on your attachments. I know
Wow.
people were fans of Spec Ops and the MW series that's coming back, and those that are fans of the campaign, the game is going to take place 3 years of course after continuation of MW 2019. So
Damn. Well, I think the biggest thing, so what you're telling me is that they're making it super, super customization wise on the gun to see you put that foregrip on there if you want to have a less recoil or more ADS, right? Because I think that's a lot of things that people want to have the option to do. And I'm so shocked that they still do single player. Do you play the single player game on, when you play? That's a no. Look at that smile, ladies and gentlemen. That's a no.
well, it's a bias thing for it's a bias thing for me, right? Because I came up with the X in the Xbox 360 online play. So being in a party mode and being on online multiplayer, it was you wanted to just go have fun with your friends, right? And I
Yeah.
completely abandoned the campaign series and everything. But from my research and the community, the MW 2019 campaign was phenomenal, and this one's going to be just as good, if not better, because the AI in this Call of Duty is by far the most realistic AI that you're going to see. Whereas they're literally going to be mimicking military personnel. So your
Hmm.
AI is going to be peeking corners, moving around. They're actually going to value their life, as they say.
That sounds like the Matrix, like all the fucking agents. They thought you their
I mean,
life.
not for nothing. It I mean, as it should, right? We're in 2022, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got
Gaming they have to set the bar. They got to go back to really putting the time and effort into these games. We know you got to make the money. We get it. But if you just invest a little more time and effort, you're just going to create something beautiful where it's just going to keep us hooked.
well, I mean, I think when you said that they got to invest in more money. I mean, the money's always going to come through, right? Because like you said, like you and Chris said, Call of Duty is a staple, just like Madden. It's always going to continue to produce money, and they're always going to have that recurring, life lifelong fan of the franchise. So I think them, just throwing one, like I said, the biggest thing in three of the people coming together, the developers coming together to create this engine specifically for this game is pretty fucking cool. And two, with the AI, I mean, we got fucking cars driving themselves nowadays, right? So I think yes, you're
Dude.
right. They can get the AI up through the roof. That way you can make it super, super, super hard, right? Super
You have
hard
a
to
Tesla,
play.
right?
I do have a Tesla. It is
Oh,
not
that's so lit.
it does not drive me because I've seen fucking Total Recall, and that taxi driver tried to kill Arnold when he didn't want to pay the fucking ticket. So
Do you think I watched that movie?
probably not. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. This is why we have Batman. Batman Vinny doesn't watch no movies. He thought Predator 1 was horrible. He thought Predator 1 was
I watch
horrible.
movies.
Yeah, he watches movie, not good ones. He hasn't seen. He saw Predator 1. We got him to watch on Amazon. We
1
loaned him.
and 2.
He watched 2. He said that both those movies. You said they were garbage, right?
I gave them 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay, that's decent. In my book, those fucking movies go hard. They go 10 out of 10. Easy. So when we asked him, like, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen this? He goes, come on, guys. You know this. So I'm pretty sure so he says, I don't like this guy.
Who said that? Again,
Karai R. I mean, Total Recall. Have you seen? You saw Total Recall. We talked about it. Remember, I told you should watch it.
No, you didn't tell me to watch that.
Okay, you need to go watch Total Recall. Watch Total Recall.
Is it free?
I don't know. It should be free. Don't
Where?
watch the new one. Do not watch the Colin Farrell one. That one was absolutely, it was just, I'm not even going to bring that one up. Watch the first one with Arnold. That movie was absolutely amazing. Like, you would not, if you don't think that movie is good.
You can't hype these movies. Like, how old is this movie?
This movie came out in the 80s.
See, this is the thing, DJ. You can't hype up a movie from
okay,
so long ago. That's like me telling you, dude, you should have played this game back in PlayStation. I'm telling you, you have to play it. You haven't played it? Get on the game right now. You're gonna be like, what? This looks like shit.
That's not true. That's not true. If you told me to play Legend of the Gaia for PlayStation 1, I would be all nuts and balls about it, dude. But I'm telling you, Total Recall 1, dude. It's amazing. You would not be disappointed. Go watch it. It was way ahead of its time. Total Recall, ladies and gentlemen.
Total Recall. All right.
Total Recall. Okay, so we still got you here. Let's talk about the Sandman. The Sandman. Did you watch that? You finished it.
I did.
What'd you think? What'd you think?
I did finish it. It was So it was 11 episodes, correct?
Yep.
And you highly insisted that I watch this show.
Yep. Go on.
It was pretty fucking good.
Woo!
Pretty good. I
Cliffhanger.
was highly surprised on how good it was. Like,
See?
I was like, damn, this is another, like, mind you, I had to watch everyone Lord of the Rings, okay? I don't know about y'all, but those movies are long as hell, right? And I'm glad I stuck through it because I really enjoyed Lord of the Rings. I just couldn't believe how well the show was. You know, there was some episodes where, for me, shows that like I'm not used to watching, and just a roller coaster of emotions. You really don't know what the next scene is going to entail, and it just keeps going and going and going. And once you think, at least for me, I'm like, all right, I know what's going to happen next. I know what's going to happen next. I was still second guessing myself on what's going to happen, you know, and that's what was really exciting. And as soon as the episode was done, on to the next one. I was ready to watch the next one and the next one. And now that I'm all caught up, I would give it a solid 8, 9 out of 10 for sure. And the only reason why I even say that is because it's just not something I'm even used to watching, right? Shows like that. Other than that, I would say in somebody that's interested in those type of things, whereas like, what is it? The gods and all that stuff, it would 10 out of 10 for sure. I could definitely see no problem somebody grading a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? A 10 out of 10 from Sandman from our truly Batman Benny. Wow.
That's baller. 10 out of 10.
Dude.
Is the feedback still there?
Yeah, it's there. It's when you bring your mic down, you can hear it. Oh. Yep, it's still there.
Well, I'm just gonna leave you boys in peace for this one. Obviously, it ain't in the cards for me because I'm on like what do we do this here?
Now I hear it sound like you're in a car.
It sounds like I'm in the car.
Oh, yeah,
driving down the street.
All right, blessings on your house, gentlemen.
Bless on your house,
Oh,
baby.
damn.
We'll get you back in next week. We're gonna. All right, baby. That's crazy to think that you gave this movie, the show, a 10 out of 10. I thought it was also good. I thought it did a good job from the storytelling from the very beginning to the very end. And I think nowadays you're starting to see a lot more shows go the route of what's up, buddy? Going the route of telling a story instead of doing a movie, right? Like if they would have made the Sandman a movie, then I don't think it would be as good and as in depth that it was on the Netflix series, right? But with them being able to tell a story within 11 shows, you can really, you know, tell a story between each character, right? Like you have the Sandman, aka what was his I forget what his name is, the King of
Lord
Dreams,
Morpheus.
Lord Morpheus. Then you have Death. You know, they did each episode on every single character. I can go upstairs, buddy. On each character. So you kind of got to pick and choose who your favorite was. And then you can like be attached and involved of the story, how it plays out, right? Like my favorite part of the story was the man who didn't want to die. And he met him at the
Dude,
bar.
that is the guy. Spoiler alert. You know,
Yeah,
there's
you go
it,
ahead, spoil it because
man.
everybody knows we've already talked
Listen,
about it. So
listen. I was waiting. I was like, what was your best part? It was that dude. The part where he came back and he lost everything, and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's gonna want to die, right? You know what I mean? He's gonna like, fuck it, I'm done. He's like, oh, what do you think? What, are you kidding me? Of course I don't. This, I was like, dude, fucking epic, bro, epic. I'm sorry if the mic cracked, but like that part, I had me geeking. That episode, I actually have that episode down where I was like, holy crap! Out of all the episodes, it was one. That was the one that I really enjoyed the most. I think just
yeah,
out of a comedic standpoint, but how much of a story it tells too. Because what a question that is, right? Would you like to stay alive forever? You
yep,
know?
yep,
And to go through that roller coaster every 100 years to meet with Morpheus, dude, like wow, that was it's just phenomenal episode.
yeah.
Phenomenal episode.
And I think the biggest thing too, like you said, that's a question that we've all asked ourselves. Like, if we can live for eternity and never die, right? Just us solely, you know, your children, your wife, everybody in your life is you're gonna outlive them, and then you'll never be able to get a chance to, you know, you get to see them be raised, have kids and their kids, et cetera, but you'll be alive forever. So I think how they told that gentleman's story and how they kept on meeting and like you said, how he lost everything and then he gained it all back. And then now in like 2022, you know, he buys a pub and then he's like, hey, we're meeting here. And for him to keep on going, even though Morpheus stopped going when he was locked up. And, you know, I think it kind of showed how Morpheus, you know, when he talks to his siblings, he's more humanized. But then once, you know, he had that falling out with, you know, his friend at the time, the guy he was meeting every 100 years, it was kind of like he was above the humans, right? Where
Right.
it's like the reason why we're there is because of the humans, just to serve them, to serve their purpose. And then when he finally went back to have a good old beer with his good friend, that was like, okay, I'm on board. Like this, like from the very beginning to the very end, the show was absolutely amazing. From him getting his powers back, him running to Constantine, him fighting his, you know, his siblings, fighting Lucifer. I was just like, wow, wow, they did a really fucking good job on this show. So I'm happy you liked it
Definitely.
too. I'm happy you
I'm
liked
happy
it.
I liked it also because I'm like I'm looking at the timestamps on the episodes. One was like 50 minutes, the other one was like 40, another one like 50. I'm like, oh man, I really got to go through all this shit. Right now.
But
But
Benny was
it
so
was,
like,
it
oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next episode. Man, Anna, get my stuff. Sit down, watch this with me.
so like on the first episode, right? I'm just saying, I'm like, all right, when the hell and how the hell is he gonna break out of this damn glass ball, right? And
Mhm.
as soon as they rolled that fucking wheelchair over the damn thing, and he just looked and walked the spell on the ground that trapped him. As
Yep.
soon as they broke that, I was like, "Oh, he's about to come out, son!" I was like, "Oh man, it's about to be great," you know.
Yeah.
And just the show just has a message within a message. Those messages end up just somehow, some way, circling back over to just continue on explaining the story in a story. It's keeping you hooked, engaged, where now you're pinpointing things like, oh, this happened in this episode, and now it's also correlating to this. Like for instance, now towards the end with the great grandmother, she was the one that was asleep the whole time, right?
Yep.
and it just so happens the vortex is a great granddaughter, all this stuff, but then it's related to now Morpheus's was it brother,
Yep.
um
The siblings.
Desire. I was like, dude, uh just great show. Great
Yeah.
show. So now when is the next episode or next season?
So as of right now, Chris just confirmed. He said they might not do a season two, which is unfortunate because I think that's catering to a very niche market. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a very, very old school comic book that they did a
Wow.
live adaptation of it. But right now they're saying they might not do season two if it doesn't get enough views or whatever. So, but I'm on board. They do season 2. I'm watching it. I'm gonna get the
How?
popcorn. It's a hard thing. Well, fuck. You don't like Predator 1 or Predator 2 or Aliens or none of
Man,
that
you
shit.
made me. I watched the old ass movie. What do you mean? Like the concept of it is great. If I had to put myself back as as a kid and I watched that, I would be mind blown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially with the second one. Wait, is it the second one? The
When he fights
second
Danny
one, that
Glover.
that one was just like I don't know. I just feel like it felt like they like Hangover 2 type deal. You know what I mean? They just threw that movie
Gotcha,
out there.
gotcha. We will pretend you didn't say that. Okay, don't worry. Continue to say that. And also, Netflix are balling on a budget, so they gotta make sure that the shows that they make it does very, very good. You know what I mean? It's just like, let's just
Okay, good.
if you don't mind, I hope you have the time. I'm gonna keep you here with me as
I'm chilling.
the substitute co-host, or special guest.
Special
Uh,
guest.
let's move it right into it. Like the Ring of Power, Lord of the Rings, right? We'll just talk about the things that we want to see in the show. I'm going to watch the
Mhm.
first 30 minutes of Lord of the Rings, but you just finished the Lord of the Rings series, right?
Not that long ago, yeah. But
No,
my
no,
brain doesn't really work that great, so I can't remember
but
that
you've
much.
seen
But it
one,
was
two,
great.
three,
Great. Yep.
right? So, I mean, those right there, the earth or the realm that you're in, the ecosystem of Lord of the Rings is just so massive and vast, right? You have Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King, and then you have The Hobbit, and the Desolation of Smog, and then the Three Wars, and then now we're going way, way in time. Excuse me, before time, Ring of Power, and to transition this from the Netflix that might not do a season two of the Sandman. Amazon has came out and said that if Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power does not do very well, they will not renew another season. They are committed to 5 seasons, but if they do not do well, they said already that they will not keep throwing money in this pile. Hello, sexy mama. You look good as fuck. Eat you up like a snack. Not you, Benny. I'm talking to my wife. But
Oh
uh
damn. Shit.
they've
D money.
already said that it cost them $1 billion to do this show. So
Really?
yeah, they said if we cannot get this done, if it's not the way we want it, then we're not gonna continue to just throw money at it, right? So I can respect that, but just finished Lord of the Rings. What are you excited about, or what do you want to see? You know, basically in the show that's coming up.
Well, right now I'm looking at the audience ratings and summary, and it's right now at a 3.1 and the stars. So based off of your first 30 minutes,
A 3.1 out of
um,
what though?
out of 5,
That's pretty good. That's halfway there.
it is halfway there.
That's
What I would
halfway
like
there.
to see, I mean, you, we live in a day and age, right, where when you're spending your time, and mind you, we know that a lot of people don't have time, but then there's people that do have enough time. It's just that we have an abundance of convenience. We can instantly watch and bounce off to anything. You don't like something in 10 seconds, you can switch over to a whole new provider, whether it's Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, all these shows, no commercials, nothing. So you really need to be able to just get a hold of somebody, get them intrigued. What is it that Lord of the Rings can do? To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm actually excited to find out
He said, I'm
what.
not sure.
I'm not sure because the thing is, for me, when I look at it, right, I don't really watch shows like this, right? Now, when I watch Lord of the Rings, I really had to force myself to get into it, and then when I did, I was satisfied and happy. So now, does this show? It takes place plenty of years before the movies, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So is it supposed to give me like an origin on specific things that happened throughout the movie? Because I would love to see like, you know, where certain characters either started or how they might have, became to light in the movie series and everything like that. That way I can have some type of connection to the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. So I don't know too much about it. Like I said, I've only seen the very first 30 minutes of the first episode, and Amazon came out with 2 episodes, or hour long. And the
Okay.
biggest thing, going into this is that I think the only character that we've been exposed to so far that's already in Lord of the Rings, I believe she's in, 1, 2, and 3, is Gandelia. I might have said her name absolutely wrong. I might have murdered it, but you kind of follow her story, right? And then obviously the all bad boy supreme is Sauron. And it's kind of that story you're kind of following at the very beginning. You're kind of following the story of Adelia pursuing Sauron, and that's where we're at right now, right? I no spoilers. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm super excited about it because just what they've done so far with Middle Earth, with the Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring. I mean, the universe is so massive. It's kind of like Star Wars, right? I mean, Star Wars has, such a mass. I know you haven't seen it, Vinny. We ain't got to go on that, but you hear that, Chad? You hear that? He hasn't fucking
Oh
seen no Star
man,
Wars. You know what? It's okay though. We still love you here. We still love you.
that's right, baby.
We always love
That's
our
right.
Vinny. So it's just like Star Wars. Star Wars has such a mass universe that you can do a story on anything, right? I mean, right now, Disney Plus, they did The Mandalorian, they're doing Andor, they're doing so many different things. Shit, they made a movie about how did the rebellion get the plans of the Death Star. So back to Ring of Power, that they have such a big universe with Lord of the Rings that I think them doing the Ring of Power, obviously Amazon doing it, them having the money, the backing of it, it should kill it, right? With Amazon now having the streaming rights to NFL Thursday Night Football, there's no way you fuck this up, right? Let's think about
Right.
this. There's no way you fuck this up. Every Thursday night, everybody's gonna go to their TV and turn on Amazon Prime Video, which your boy just fought on. If you haven't seen that fight, go back and watch it, right? Prime Video, super easy. Everybody has Amazon Prime. Everybody wants same day shipping or next day shipping, right? So
Correct.
the biggest thing about Prime Video is that it's free. It's already inside. I think it's $100 or $200 a year. You get Prime shipping. Then, with that being said, you get all this free content. You get Amazon Music and you get Amazon Videos, right? So if they did it smart, Thursday night when you have the football, you run a trailer or a commercial that make sure you check out the 2 brand new episodes of Lord of the Rings: Ring of Power. I don't know what the concurrent viewer is on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime, but it's gotta at least be 200,000, 400, 500,000 people watching fucking football. It costs them $0 to advertise one of the shows or series that they are producing during live football. Like, how can you mess that up? That's like it breaks my heart that they're like, "Oh, man, we're only gonna, give it 5 seasons or whatever." But so far, I've watched 30 minutes of the very first episode, and I'm hooked. I can't wait to watch the rest of it. I can't wait. I literally can't wait.
NFL was concurrent. NFL Amazon Prime NFL debut draws 1 million viewers.
1 million
Average.
viewers, average,
Yep.
right? So that's 1 million concurrent viewers. If you can get, you know, half of that, 500,000 people watching that. And the beautiful thing is that it's on video on demand. You don't have to watch it all in one sitting, right? Like you said, it's all about time, right? If you have the time, watch it. You're already paying for it. It's free. Why not watch it? So I think they're gonna kill it if they can just keep on producing the content and they don't release all their shows like they do with Netflix. But I'm excited about it, man. I can't wait to finish watching it.
For sure. I mean, I'm excited to dive into it and see how it is because I'm already gonna watch it with like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? So if you can't get me to stick around the first episode, then well, clearly you did something wrong.
That's fucking true. That's fucking true. Okay, the next topic. So if you guys get a chance, watch Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power. Um, Absolutely amazing show. Even though I've only seen 30 minutes of it, but the concept of Lord of the Rings, I'm all fucking about it. I'm always gonna be about Lord of the Rings. Other topic we have is Elden Ring. Have you ever played Elden Ring?
No. So this was, I guess, right after Rod Tang, I think, or right before
Mm-hmm.
Rod Tang. You're playing Elden Ring. You. I asked if you're gonna play Elden Ring. I think Vargas got it, and I was just like, man, I want to play Elden Ring because you can do co-op and stuff, and I've never played Dark Souls or anything, so I'm like, I would be nice to have somebody there to kind of like help me out with that game. Because I'll tell you this right now, when I watch you go through it, I'll laugh, but at the same time, I feel your pain because I'm like, dude, he's been playing these games forever, right? Grinded through all of them, banged them out. The success of just getting through one boss at a time, is just so exhilarating. I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm doing that shit.
Yeah. Game is like insanity. Like I keep doing the same shit every day. I got like 3 hours on one boss right now, and it's literally just I feel like I'm in the middle of the tunnel. I see the light, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it to the end of the tunnel with the first boss. Like I wish I would have played Elden Ring when it first came out because I felt like the hype was real. The hype was absolutely truly real, and I feel like I skipped out on the hype because I didn't want to follow in that trend of streaming the newest game or the hottest game out right now just to
Mhm.
look for views. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think with me coming back to it now, I realize I missed, obviously a great opportunity to stream it when everybody else was streaming it. But then again, I felt like it wasn't the right time to do it because I felt like I would be playing it because I'm forced to be playing to play it. That makes sense.
It makes sense to a degree, right? Because when you're saying forcing views, right, you look at it in the standpoint of we're talking about shows that are hot right now, right? Episodes that like came out. So it's the same concept. If a game comes out, it's not about you're going for views because you're you, right? That's a game that you've loved, that type of genre. Dark Souls, like you talk about it so highly. So to give you got to give yourself some more credit there on. It's not that you're going on that game, the hottest game on Twitch or whatever the case may be, for views. It's hey, this is what's out, you got to enjoy it, you know what I mean? If there's a bunch of people doing so, then whatever, there's a bunch of people doing so at the same time.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think now they did Elden Ring 2. I think I'll jump on that bandwagon super quick because I was actually impressed with how good the game is. It's very smooth. It runs great, and
It looks beautiful.
it does look beautiful. And the sound effects. I mean, if you guys in the chat, if you guys haven't played Elden Ring, you want to break a controller and all that good shit, go ahead and download Elden Ring. It's shocking that it's still $60. I'm not gonna lie about that. I was like, damn, game is still $60, but rightfully so. Like the
If
game
it was
is
like
absolutely
40, I would have got that, you know what I mean?
yeah. I hear you. I just spent some of that bonus money I made to get that $50. So I'm hurting. I'm hurting right now.
Nah, you keep reinvesting, baby, keep making
Yeah.
your money.
Yeah. So if you guys get a chance, play Elden Ring. Let's jump to the other show that just came out. You probably haven't seen this either. House of Dragons. Um,
What is it on?
that is on HBO Max or HBO if you have HBO at all.
I
That
got no
one
HBO.
is a little bit. I don't know how I
Ooh.
feel about that one. It's a little bit
Okay.
slower. It's a little bit slower compared to, Lord of the Rings, but I'm only giving it a try just because it's from Game of Thrones,
Well,
right?
it's
Even
beating Lord of the Rings right now in ratings.
I think the only reason it's beating Lord of the Rings because it has the backbone of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is such a successful franchise. Not that Lord of the Ring isn't a successful franchise, but I think a lot of people like Game of Thrones and HBO Max and et cetera, et cetera. So I still feel Amazon Prime Video is still a new thing for people, right? It's like if I walk down the street, if I walk to my neighborhood and ask everybody who all has Amazon Prime shipping, if I say, "Hey, did you know you get Prime Video and Prime Music?" They're like, "Really? I can listen to music on because I have Amazon Prime?" Like, yeah, you're welcome. You know what I mean? So I still think Prime Video is still trying to get its foot in the door of streaming videos and having that. Because you think about it, Amazon first started fucking selling books,
That's true.
and then it started sending CDs. No, yeah, they started selling books. I was thinking of Netflix. Netflix was sending CDs out to people. So I think I don't know. I'm not a big fan of House of Dragons. I'm going out right now. Say I'm not a fan of it. I don't think I'm gonna finish it.
How many episodes have you watched?
One.
Okay, and
Then I fell.
it didn't
Then I
get
fell asleep.
you at
Then I
all.
fell asleep in the second one. What does that tell you?
It,
It's not
it
like
it you know what, that explains a lot, because for you to fall asleep in a new show or movie or anything is pretty rare. So
yeah. I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm done. I fell asleep and I was like, there's no. I mean, it's cool that they're telling the backstory of the Targaryen family and the dragons, but yeah, yeah yeah.
I never even finished Game of Thrones, to be honest with you.
Well, you know
That's
what?
gonna
You,
hate me
you
even
didn't.
more.
No, you didn't miss much because they fucked up. The last two seasons were horrible. Like they had this big build up of the White Walkers are coming, da 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 da, and then they die, which is cool. But then the Lannisters, they end up fucking dying, and that was a little shit show too. So I wasn't a big fan of the last two seasons of Game of Thrones.
How would you have liked it to go for you to, enjoy it?
To be honest with you, I don't know. That's how fucked up they did it.
Damn. Shit.
Because it pulled me so many different directions. I'm like, this whole entire time, I'm so excited for the White Walkers and the White Knight and the Ice King or whatever you want to call it, and then it just, I don't know, like I think what made Game of Thrones the very beginning of it so dope was that you had like two houses. You had the Starks and then you had the Lannisters, and then you start throwing all this other shit in it, and it just made it uh too convoluted for my own taste. Right? It was just too all over the place. But
It's like almost, you got to season your food, right? But if you throw way too much seasoning, it
mm,
ain't going to look good. It ain't going to
I, li-
taste good either.
I like that analogy. I truly do. I
Got to
truly
be
do.
just right.
Just right. Just right. That's what it might be once. Just right. Not too much salt, not too much pepper. Just right. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna I don't think I'm gonna stick around for this one, man. House of Dragons, I think I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I think it's not gonna be a good one.
Well, in
No.
that case, I'll just focus on the Lord of the Rings then.
I think that's a smart choice, Benny. I think that's a smart choice. I mean, even the chat, they're saying it's okay. It's okay so far. That's what the dude says. And no, I just don't think it's
Oh,
gonna be
Bez,
good.
that's my brother.
That's your brother?
Yeah, Bez, be that dude. That's my brother.
Does he have good hair like you?
Nobody has good hair like me.
You used to have good hair and you cut it all.
I know. I regret it every time I do it. But it's like but it's a relief, you know what I mean? Because but at the same time, I'm like, oh man, damn it, all that time, because like that stage of from it being short to trying to get it really long, there's a certain part where you're just like, oh, this is terrible. It's terrible,
Yeah.
terrible to
All
deal
good.
with,
It's all good. All right. Well, that is everything. What since your first time on here, what are the games you're looking forward to coming out? Obviously, the biggest thing, one, let's do two questions. First,
Mhm.
what fights are you looking forward that are coming down the pipeline? Like, what are you looking forward to? Right? Because I know,
Fights.
yeah, fights. It could be UFC, Ryzen, PFL, Bellator, LFA, One Championship. What are the fights you're looking forward to that are coming down the pipeline right now?
Israel Adesanya.
And that's the one where he's fighting Alex Pereira,
Pereira,
right?
yeah. That the fact that there's a story behind that fight is where, already Izzy brings eyes, right? But that added, because this whole time he's been forcing a narrative with these people, right? He's been calling people out. He's been getting people engaged into every fight that he's going for. And the fact that this one already has a story of substance, oh man, to see redemption in MMA from him losing to Pereira in in kickboxing, I'm really excited to see what he does.
I mean,
And
I never viewed it that way of him, driving a narrative to fight somebody, right? Like I've never viewed it that
you
way.
didn't think so?
Well, I just viewed him as he was fighting the next contender, right? Like he's always fighting the next contender. When you fight Yoel Romero, there's a little trash talking. When you fought Paulo Costa, there's a little trash talking. Trash talking doesn't really mean a story, but yeah, looking at the narrative of how he did lose to Alex Pereira in kickboxing, and now they're going to fight in mixed martial arts. And I think the star power not star power, excuse me, the rise of Alex Pereira, I think that's kind of like a good way to look at it. It's a good way to
Hmm.
get excited about the fight against uh Izzy, And obviously Izzy, he's very flashy, he's very good. He's a master of his craft. And he's undefeated as a champion, besides when he lost to, Jan.
Right.
And
But
then
the reason why I say he pushes the narrative though is because he's the one that's always calling somebody out after his wins, right?
gotcha. Gotcha.
He called out Romero. He called out Paulo Costa, and then to engage back and forth, he has a great way of, getting under people's skin too. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing, right? So he can keep the casuals entertained, but also I feel like the diehards are will be excited because one, you're seeing his progression in his wrestling, his jujitsu. So for me, I get excited every time takedown defense happens. How much better he's getting at that. His transitions, if he does get in a bad spot, and just obviously how he displays his striking. So
Gotcha. All right, well, I'm excited for that one too. I'm always a big fan of Izzy, and especially when he gets the opportunity to go out there defend his belt. Because I had him, Izzy, Kamar Usman, Shevchenko Valentino Shevchenko. Who else is a champion? I think those three were my top three who were going to beat my record or tie it with the most consecutive title
Valentino,
defenses.
he is
Consecutive title
phenomenal.
defenses. Okay, so we got that out of the way. What are the games you're looking forward to that are coming out? Not Call of Duty. Obviously, you got your fucking Lubiter and Vaseline next to your computer ready to whack one off when that game drops. So besides those two games, besides that game, what else games are you super excited about coming out?
To be honest, I don't even know. There's no hype behind any other games. For me, I mean, the only thing that's hype that's right now is just new seasons of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like what we have Tarkov. We gotta wait for what, another wipe. We want Streets to come out, right? Streets of Tarkov comes out. I'm playing that game right now. You know what I mean? But it ain't. I don't know. Who knows when that's gonna come out, right? But
Yeah.
I know you guys are excited for the Cycle Frontier. That game was fun when I tried it out, so I could see where I would play that. But at the same time, I just feel like, Battlefield was an absolute flop, right? We know
Yeah.
Rylan
Yep.
loved the trees in that game, but real keeps it real. When I said that game is, doesn't look like it's it. I mean, shit, you uninstalled that motherfucker real quick. So it's
Yeah.
like it's it's hard nowadays in gaming because spending $60 on a game, you don't know if it's gonna come out uh working properly. Like for instance, Cyberpunk, right? There was so much
Mm,
hype behind that game, and they push it out prematurely. And what happened? There was so many problems. So it's
yeah.
like nowadays, it's like, man, God forbid you get excited for a game that's about to come out because it might not work. It's gonna or New World, it's gonna brick your GPU. Like who the fuck would have thought of that?
Yeah. Well, I think some people in the chat, God of War that's coming out. You got Elden Ring DLC. We don't want that. We don't want that in our lives. I can barely get to the fucking first one. You got
I've never played
Battlefield.
any of the God of Wars.
Yeah. Hey, I don't think you're missing much. I think God of War, each time he attacks somebody, it's like a fucking fatality. It's like, how can you literally break somebody's back and they get up and walk towards you and you start fighting again? I know it's a video game, but come on, let's try to keep it real for a little bit. Then you have Gotham
It's a
Knight.
fatality.
That's gonna be great because I think that the Batman Arkham Knight, Arkham City games, those engines ran really, really well. Like I thought they were super good. But you're right, dude. There is nothing that to get super excited about, right? Like I'm excited, for Second Frontier season 2. You're probably excited for Call of Duty season 8, Viking, or whatever they're on right now. Um, and obviously the new Call of Duty that's coming up. But yeah, it's very hard nowadays. You never know if the game's gonna work or if it's gonna break something. They do have a couple good games like Celestial Protocol. I'm looking forward to that. They have Diablo 4 that's coming out. That's gonna be amazing if Blizzard can get his shit together. But it's not like it was back in the day. It's always about season. And like you said, they got to keep what games right now have the most replay value? Fortnite, Call of Duty, Escape from Tarkov, Cycle Frontier. Even though it's on the second season, there's a lot of games that need to have better replay value in order to get people hyped up about it. Right? It's not like it was back in the day when you bought fucking Onimusha or Devil May Cry or Dino Crisis. You beat the game, you get 20 hours, 20 solid hours of pure entertainment. And it's like, damn, I want to play that again. I'm playing on a difficult mode. I want to play it on this. Now I even find it for myself. I find I enjoy the interaction more online, trying to kill somebody, take their shit, than sitting down and playing a story mode of a game. Like that's what I'm finding out with Elden Ring. Like I'm excited to play it because it's so hard, but I want to get to a point where I can start invading people's world and taking their shit and killing them.
That's why when I was trying to play the Cycle Frontier, I wanted to just go right for PvP. And Chris was like, "Nah, man, we gotta loot. We gotta do quests." I'm like, "Man, fuck these quests. I want to shoot somebody."
Well, see, I do love the fact that you have to do quests. Well, it's just like Tarkov, right? You play Escape from Tarkov. You do your missions, but you are rewarded more if you do the missions, right? Because you can't be you can't be going to motherfucking you can't be going to what's the fucking mall that I hate going to, but it's Vargas's favorite mall. What's that mall called?
Interchange?
Yeah, it's like you can't be going to fucking interchange with fucking M855A1. You can't be doing that, right? You got to do your fucking missions and unlock it for Peacekeeper and get that motherfucking M993, right? You got to get that big dick ammo. You need that armor piercing ammo. So the only way to get there is by doing missions, right?
Tarkov is different. Tarkov is
Oh,
a more
you has
realistic.
well, no. You hesitated.
I
You
hesitated
telling
for a
me
reason.
okay, and
Okay.
I want to know that reason. Tell me right now, what is the reason? Because I felt like I had a great argument point about why you do the missions in Escape from Tarkov.
You don't have different ammo types on the cycle, right? It's the
No,
same ammo for the different gun. You have a better leveled gun, right? That does a little more damage. But the
yes,
thing is, you can still level up the factions by just selling gear, selling loot. You can level up those factions individually each time. So that's why I'm like, well, I can do that. Why even do the quest? You know?
true, but you get it faster if you do the
Ah,
quest,
okay.
right? You get more. So if you're gonna go sell something, for $1, but if you do this quest, I'll give you $10. What are you gonna do? What's faster?
I'm going out shooting. You know what I mean? Just like I told you. The best part, right? The best part is
Uh,
like, I'm a shooter, bro. I'm a shooter. First a gun engagement, I get clapped. I'm like, son of a bitch.
I love that. I'm a shooter. I'm just gonna go out there and shoot. I think with Cycle Frontier having the essence of Escape from Tarkov with doing the missions and also dying, you lose all your gear. I think it's great. I think with Escape from Tarkov, you want to do the missions. Like each time you think about it, you have a wipe. Everybody's trying to push through those missions so fast so they can unlock the next round or the next armor, whatever it may be. Obviously, Cycle Frontier doesn't have armor. Excuse me, doesn't have the ammo that you're gonna be going through. But the more missions you do, the more opportunity you get the opportunity to open the better weapons like the Advocate or the ICU Guaranteer, etc. down the line. But to wrap this all in context, there you're right. It's all about seasons. Like what season is everybody excited about?
Hmm.
What are they going to add in this season? What skins or what is it going to be? New maps? What is it going to be? It's not, man, I can't wait for the next game that's coming out. Obviously, there are some people out there who are excited for, Stalkers 2, God of War, Celestial Protocol. I'm excited for The Last Faith. There's a lot of the games that are coming out, but it just doesn't have that same hype as it does with the seasons.
Right. And I feel like, the correlation is right. These are free to play games, right? So it's a free game that instantly all you have to do is download it, right?
Yeah.
You don't even have to buy the battle pass or whatever it is.
Yep.
Just play the game. See how you like it. You know what I mean? Shit, Steam, you buy a game and it says, oh, you have an hour to like return it or whatever. But it takes an hour just to get in the damn game. So there goes your refund. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
It,
mean,
it,
when you talk about free game shit, Maverick just downloaded Diablo Immortal and he played at least, I think, 2 hours on it. Right. And he's enjoying it. I think a game like Diablo Immortal, these free games, it's a great way to introduce the children into playing games because it
Mhm.
ain't cost me money. I'll tell you right now, I probably spent $200 on fucking video games from Maverick. He goes, I want to try this game. That game's too hard. I don't like it. I was like, well, there's $39.99. Let me try this game. Oh, I don't like it. The graphics are horrible. Oh, there goes another $29.99. And I'm like, dog, they don't do fucking demos anymore nowadays. Right? I remember
Which
back
is
in the
terrible.
yeah, I remember back in the day, you would get a Game Informer magazine and you'll get a fucking demo of the next like game that's coming out. It would have like 5 games on there. Like 5 to 10 minutes. Try it. You see the graphics, you play it. I know all you guys in the chat, all 52 of you, and everybody else who watches, the replay on YouTube and whoever's listening on Spotify and Apple, whatever you listen on this podcast, you guys are all fucking like 12, 18, whatever, or 22, right? Benny barely even knew what fucking Predator was. But with that being said, back in the day when you bought a Game Informer magazine, it will give you a demo. It was basically mostly in the PlayStation era, maybe Dreamcast era, which we need to talk about that. We're gonna do a Nerds of Leisure podcast on fucking Dreamcast, all the great things on it, right? But you will get a demo disc and you will go home and you'll put it in your console or your system. It was mostly the CDs, and you will get a chance to play the upcoming games that are coming out. That way you can know, hey, I played a demo of it. I like it. I'm going to buy the game. Now you go on fucking PlayStation Network. Good luck finding a fucking demo for the newest games that are coming out. It's like you buy that motherfucker or you watch the trailer and you're like, no, I'm not gonna play. The trailer doesn't look that good. That's where it's at nowadays.
Where the demo is? Demo is the game because they're not fucking fully finished ever. So they're just
well, yeah. Escape from Tarkov's still in fucking beta, I believe, right?
they're all a demo. You just got to pay money for a demo nowadays. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, like that's the thing that I think they need to get back to is that what happened to demos? Like, let me get a 15-minute demo of any game, right? Like, let me give it. You go to the store, you go to Baskin Robbins, 31 fucking flavors. How can I make up my mind besides going with the original flavors? Chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, right? Let me get a fucking sample of that new cookie dough rainbow sprinkle ice cream. Let me get a little sample. I'm not telling you to fill the whole fucking bowl up. Just let me get a little dabble into it, right? So what do they do with demos, man? Just let me get a little taste of it. Let me get it. Just let me put the tip in, okay? And let me see how it feels, and then I'll decide if I want to go all the way with it.
that is explained perfectly. The last time, by the way, I went to the market, right? This guy, he bought French fries, right? A pound of French fries. And he goes, can I test out one of the chicken tenders, please? The lady's like, test out a chicken tender? You have to pay for it. He's like, you don't have a sample? Gave this dude a whole big ass chicken tender, and he's just like, "Oh, can you just put in like a container for me?" This motherfucker just got free food.
See, he was playing his system. That's what he did. He was playing the fucking system.
We need that guy for demo games. We need him. He needs to be in the game community and fucking force these publishers and developers to release demos.
This guy, Silence Contra says, nowadays people access to reviews and gameplay videos is much easier. Yes, what you just said though, their access to videos, excuse me, access to reviews and gameplay videos, it's much easier. I understand that, but still, I can watch a game and think it looks gorgeous, but actually get my hands on it and play it, I might not like it. Right? Does that make sense? That's what I'm saying. That's where the demos came so powerful is that you got a demo and you're able to play the demo. Like I said, 5 to 10 minutes. It's not going to be a fucking 45-minute or 2-hour, excursion of the demo, but let me get a little bit of the game, right? Because I can tell you guys right now, there's so many times I've watched a review or a trailer of a game, and I didn't end up liking it, right? And what all stems from this is that when Maverick, I'm trying to find a game for Maverick to play, it's so hard to because there's no fucking demos out there. I always have to pay $35 or $49.50. He's 7 years old, right? He can't watch a demo, excuse me, a review or a trailer like, oh man, that game's gonna be fun because when he plays it, he might not like the joystick, he might not like the camera angle. I don't know. Bring it back to the beginning of this, games that are free, right? The games that are free are easier. It's easier to play a game that's free because you played it. I played Second Frontier. At the beginning of Second Frontier, I wasn't about that life. I was like, I'm not playing this fucking game. It's Escape from Tarkov's the best. I played it. I'm like, wow, the drop in time, the gunplay, running around, getting in and out. I love it. It's easy. Boom. I bought the battle pass. I can't wait for season 2 because I'm buying the battle pass again because I want better skins. I'm hooked. I'm engaged. I'm in it, right? I'm just saying, if they did back what they did back in the day, which is with demos, send out a demo, which is Game Informer. Put the top 5 games that are coming out. Diablo 4, fucking, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai 65. You have World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, right? You have the betas. Give me an opportunity to play the game instead of making me watch a review or a trailer to make my final decision of that game. Like if I wanted Batman Benny to play fucking Lord of the Rings Ocarina of Time, which I'm sure he probably never played it. Benny, would you drop 50 bones on a game that you've never played and like right here. We're gonna do a quick test of this, ladies and gentlemen.
It all depends.
We're
Okay.
gonna do a quick test of this.
It depends on who is referring the game to me. All right?
I'm referring the game to you right now.
All right, we're gonna go right now. This is live example.
Yep.
You're referring a game to me. Will I spend how much on what game? Lord of the Rings?
Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda.
Ocarina of Time. I want to know, would you spend 1 second, I'm getting the trailer. Getting the trailer ready for you. I want to know would you spend 50 bones to play this game? Okay.
50?
50 bones.
Okay, well, we're already halfway there. I'm not doing it. So.
Oh, I love that. You guys, I'm not doing it. Okay. Just watch this trailer. I know there's going to be a little delay, but just watch the trailer, okay?
Yep.
Here, let me turn the volume up too. It's probably going to be loud.
Well, the grass looks like shit.
Shut up and watch. I need to get a fucking cup.
Yeah, you do watch. Hold on.
Yep.
It even says O in it. Can we pause the video for a second?
Yeah.
You're not trolling me, right?
No. Keep watching. Don't interrupt it again, okay? So you're telling me you wouldn't spend 30 bones in that game?
So 50.
50 bones, excuse me.
$50
$50.
on that game that you just showed me.
Yes, sir.
I don't fucking know.
Wow.
$50
Wow.
on that game? I didn't even get to hear the audio. You're over here moving your hands around.
Chad, I'm sorry you guys missed the audio. I don't know what happened to audio.
Nah, they probably had it. I don't know.
But
No,
if you had the opportunity, so right there, ladies and gentlemen, he just saw one of the greatest games ever that came out on Nintendo 64, right? And it could be the graphics, right? But there's the graphics probably. But imagine, I'm a what's the word? I'm a big developer, and I show that trailer, and let's say 8 people. I show the trailer to 10 people in the room. 2 people were like, "Yes, absolutely, I'm spending the money." 8 were like, "No, I'm not." But if I sent every single one of those people home with a copy of the game, a demo of the game, I guarantee you that 2 might have been a 6 or might have been 8 instead of 2 will buy it right off the spot, 8 won't. You get what I'm getting at? That's that
1000%, bro.
Somebody said,
1000%.
now show a video of Spiral the Eternal Night. No, I wouldn't buy that shit. So I'm not even gonna put Benny
But
to
there
that.
was a demo of Spyro. That's the difference.
Here's the
There
thing,
was a fucking demo.
I did play the demo of Spiral for fucking Sega CD. It came with a Game Informer. I didn't like it. I didn't buy it. But I have played it before. So that's the difference. Like, I think they need to get back to giving demos out for people. That way they can let people have the opportunity to actually try the game instead of, just showing a trailer or review to make up somebody's mind to spend hard-earned money nowadays. Like you were saying, right? The free games is what's captivating everybody because it's free and you don't know if it's gonna work, it's gonna break your shit. I mean, imagine New World when we all played New World. Me, you, Benny, Chris, running around collecting the fucking trees and iron. Next thing you know, it broke fucking Riley's GPU, like you said, and we're like, dude, this game is garbage. Like, we're done playing it. Like, the game was good, but it just didn't have enough replay value. It was the same rinse and repeat over and over again.
Correct.
So
Now, if that would have had a demo,
that demo, I'm like, yeah,
different.
I've been different. I mean, shit. I remember Tomb Raider had demos, which was a great.
I'm saying Lara Croft. I mean, shit.
Good old Lara Croft. Boom, man.
So-
I truly appreciate you taking the time and sticking around for the show. A little worried about Chris's internet out there in the desert because
Well,
yours
thank you for having me. I appreciate
yours
it.
worked fine. At the moment, I thought it was Zeke, and Zeke was fucking. I was like, Zeke, how you gonna do this to me? But Zeke was doing great. With the video feed and also capturing your audio, and to be able to stream this to YouTube as well. Where we have, I think we had the most 80 or 90 viewers in the channel, and obviously it's going to replay in YouTube. So super happy about that as well.
Thumbs up, though. Look at the thumbs up, baby. 180. Let's go.
We'll take it. One more time, Benny, let people know where they can find you, how they can get a hold of you. And I truly appreciate you coming on and giving us an update on Call of Duty because, one, now that you mentioned it's 3 developers that created a brand new engine for the game, I'm going to give it a try. Like, I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty, jumping off roofs and recutting my string and all that stuff. But I think now I'm going to give it a try. Uh-oh. The screen's frozen. Refresh it.
My screen?
No, not your screen. Not your screen. The screen is frozen.
Their screen froze.
Rip. Okay, but that's okay.
Yeah, now mine is lagging.
Is it? Oh well, it could be just Zeking. So,
well, bro, I appreciate you having me on here. Everybody can find me, Badman Benny, on all socials, on twitch.tv/Badman Benny, Badman Benny on YouTube, pretty much Badman Benny everywhere. So
let them know.
Thank you for having me. And for those that are excited for Call of Duty, the MW2 beta for PlayStation players exclusively when you pre-order is the 18th through the 20th, and then the crossplay the next week after it is on the 24th and the 26th. So
I can't wait for
that out if you guys are fans of Call of Duty.
Yep.
And you
Absolutely.
got a PS5, right?
Yeah, I got PS5. I'm playing on a PC as always.
Well, you can give it a little look, see, open beta.
I'm gonna give it a
But again,
look.
thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Badman Benny. Truly appreciate you guys so much for joining the stream. We'll be live hopefully next Friday. Unfortunately, for my co-host Chris, he just moved to a brand new place in the desert. So he's got to be able to figure out what he's got to do in order to get his stuff situated, because we want him to have it back on and continue the flow. But I really truly appreciate Batman Benny stepping up and finishing it and coming in here, breaking down Call of Duty. In the future, we are going to have Earl Hawani himself here on the podcast, talking about all beautiful things, mixed martial arts, gaming, videos. I'd love to get him on here and talk to him about what games does he play. I know he has 3 children. I think 3 or 2. And I know in all the time he's traveling around the world, I'm sure he has time to play video games. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining the channel and joining the stream or the podcast, whatever you're catching us on. We'll be live next Friday. If you guys don't catch us next Friday, make sure you follow me on twitch.tv/Mighty Gaming, on Twitter, Mighty Mouse. I think it's Mighty Mouse. I'm not sure. Or on Instagram, it's Mighty. True appreciate you guys. Love every single one of you guys. Great fight. We're world champion again. Truly grateful to one championship. Grateful for Adrian Murray sticking the rematch. And boys, that's it. Episode 4. We're done. Appreciate you guys. GG.